So guys, it's Taco. so of the twin powers aren't combined. Yeah, that was a terrible video. Yeah, it's Taco. I'm here to, show my other addiction to Japanese card games or card games altogether. Vanguard, yay! This new card game that came out, I think maybe almost a year ago, is like booming everywhere, and in America it's kind of making a slow start. So I thought this video might help a little. I play a deck called Narukami. Narukami are a counterpart version of another deck, which are called Kagura, which have a little more versatility, a little more support than this deck. But since, I like the art on some of these cards, and this is probably the reason why I built the deck. And I'll show you later the other reason why I built the deck. But Kagura has a lot more support, although their cards are not as good. With a small set of cards like this that came out of one set, this deck is pretty good. And imagine what would come afterwards later if it had more support. So Narukami's, pretty much are a big beefy type. They attack a lot, they deal a lot of damage. They remove, rear guards, hit rear guards by attacking or effects, counterblasting, that kind of thing. They have a versatile type of style, a hefty fighting style, kind of versatile though. Kind of like a fat guy. Kind of like a fat guy that knows Kung Fu but is really fast. You've seen those? Yeah, I haven't seen one. So let's go ahead and start, and I'll start at Vanguard. Start at Vanguard is, this is Soldier Saishin. Yeah, I don't look at the names too much. This is one of your, automatic, rear guards, which is, when another Narukami rides the unit, goes rear guard. When it boosts and Narukami hits, you can put this into the soul, and you can retire, pay the cost, which is, counter +1, and, choose one of your opponent's grade 0s and retire it. It's 5,000, so it's alright. It's much better than the other guy, because he was like 4,000, I think. This is alright for starting Vanguard. I'd rather not use the other one, because it sure lets you search, but it's not as good. It doesn't do any game-altering effects. It just adds stuff to your hand, and this is not Grand Blue. So it doesn't really help out. Not as good as, Captain Night Kid, so. Within this game, and if you play this game long enough, you should know that you need perfect guards in any deck. Here I have 3 Waving Guard Gold. That's 6,000 grade 1. You know how Perfect Shield work, and if you don't, you just throw it out in the guard circle, discard a card, and then they can't attack one of your units. So they're trying to attack, they can't be attacked for that battle. It's a really good card. It's a, Perfect Shield, that's what people call them, or at least that's what the show called it. But that's all it does. It's just Perfect Shield, or you can ride it if you like. And here comes the good monsters. Well, some of them. You got your Desert Gunner Ryan, 7,000 grade 1 booster. Well, this one has a unique effect. This is what I'm talking about, versatile. When it's placed in Vanguard rear guard, you choose, if you have a Vanguard, Narukami Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and that unit cannot intercept until the end of the turn. This is good to play after your opponents play grade 2s or later in the game. It's really good to wait with this card. But if this is the only card in your hand, then just go ahead and play it, because it's 7,000, so it's actually really good. It's alright, it's not great. Then this is your basic bread and butter, bacon and mashed taters beater, which is your grade 1 Red River Dragoon. It's 8,000. It's your bread and butter beater for grade 1, and it's a good booster. Then you got the last 4 are Wavering Supply units. It's your grade 1 booster with 6,000. And your Photon Bomber Wyverns, which are grade 1, 6,000. The difference between these two is this one, when it comes in the rear guard of Vanguard, you can go, when it goes on rear guard, you can choose another Narukami unit and it gets plus 2,000. It's really good. It's one of those effects you don't want too many of, just enough. For this one, though, it's really good late game. It may seem like it's not good now, but late game is even better. When you have a Narukami Vanguard and it boosts, if the number of cards in my damage zone is 3 or more, so this is a late game card. The boosted card gets 4,000. Jesus, you boost plus 6, plus 4. That's 10,000 to whatever you just boosted. It's one of those good cards. These are some of those good cards you don't want too many of, but you want some. It's kind of that example. So let's go ahead and get the grade 2s. The one I'm testing out is the grade 2 Desert Gunner, Shiden. You know, I wonder if there's really a difference. This one looks more badass. Jesus. God, I wouldn't fuck with this guy. He'd blow your dick in half. Anyways. Grade 2, 9,000. Same effect as the other one. That's the funny part. It has the same effect as the other one, except it's 9,000. And it's an intercept. So that's why I'm testing him out if it's any good. So, comment if you guys use him, if he's any good. Tell me. Alright, then 2. Oh god, Demonic Dragon Berserker Garuda, Grade 2, 9,000. God, that's a mouthful. Anyways, Garuda here has another unique effect, which is what I'm talking about, versatility. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have an when the attack hits the Vanguard, it could be rear guard, Vanguard. If you have a face-up narukami Vanguard, choose a card from damage zone and turn it face up. That's a really good effect. You know, you don't see a lot of those only in like Nova Grapplers, which is another deck that I don't have, but my friend does. Alright, now here comes the more versatility, which is your Grade 2 Demonic Dragonic deck side, sorry. Grade 2, 9,000, again. Some of these have the same attack, I swear. Well, it's auto. When this Counterblast 2, when this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, if you have narukami Vanguard, you can pay the cost. If you do, choose one opponent Grade 2s or less and retire it. This is good to get rid of special Grade 2s, kind of like, Spike Brothers, where they use Dudley Dan, and you don't want that guy out too long. So you hold this guy out until later. This deck, if there's anything that bothers me about this deck, it's the freaking Counterblast. There's a lot of them. Light Jet Dragon and Shield Blade Dragoons. Whoops. Why'd I put them both? Because they're really generic. Here's your generic, double shield intercept. Well, there's an narukami Vanguard. You get plus 5,000, for the Shield Blade Dragoons. A Grade 2, 8,000. He's only bread and butter, just, double shield if you use him in the guard circle. And Blight Jet Dragon, I dropped him to 1 just to add the Desert Gunner, but just to see if it worked out. But this guy has Grade 2, 8,000, but if the cards in your opponent's hand less, than you, if you have less cards than he does, he gets plus 3,000 till the end of that battle. It's really good. It turns to 8. It turns into 1,100, and you can run over anything and hit it, really, unless you put, 30,000 shield. God, people do that. That's pretty funny, actually. They waste their cards doing it. Then, your other bread and butter, mashed taters and bacon. Generic beat stick is your Grade 2 Thunderstorm Dragoon. Some of these cards look the same. Anyways, Thunderstorm Dragoon is just your basic hit. 10,000 Grade 2. Early beat stick. It's really good to hit anyone, really. It's a really good hitter. Now all I have to wait for is the Grade 4s, but that's probably not coming out for a real long time for us. Alright, your Grade 3s are as follow. Breakthrough Dragon. This is one of the new ones that came out that have the effect when it's boosted, it gets plus 2,000. It's a Grade 3, Twin Drive, 10,000, and it gets that effect when it's plus 2 when it's boosted. It's alright. It's a B-Stick with an Esther 2. I couldn't really think of another Grade 3 for narukami because they don't have a lot of Grade 3s. And here is an interesting one. The Djinn of the Lightning Flash, Grade 3, 10,000. The only funny part is that, he gets, let me explain it like this. When it attacks, it gets plus 4,000 till the end of that battle if he's placed in a Vanguard circle. If he's placed in a Rearguard circle, when it attacks, and if it's a Rearguard, and if there's a narukami Vanguard, it gets plus 2,000. Problem. It has a continuous effect that says either Vanguard or Rearguard this card cannot attack a Rearguard. This card is specifically just to attack the Vanguard. And this is alright. It's not great because you can't hit stuff in the Rearguards when you need to. But swinging from Vanguard is usually what you want to use this guy for. It's really good when you're playing and you drop him. It's really good. It's not that great, but when it comes to the situation, it's good. And 1 Thunderbright Dragon. Again, I only opened 1 structure. So, can't blame me here. It's a Grade 3, 10,000, Limit Break. Pass beyond your limits. Anyways, his Limit Break ability only activates in Vanguard, which is pretty, it's kind of because you wish it could be in Rearguard for the next guy I'm about to show you. But, it's not that great. It's alright. It's limit break, which means if you have 4 more damage, you can activate its effect. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, this unit gets plus 5,000 till the end of that battle. Then its auto activation effect, which is when this card is placed on the Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards and retire it. Again, it runs a little card row with a bit of, versatility. This is why I like Narukami. I mean, I like the deck. Alright, and then the main grade 3 of the deck is Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion. This beast is sexy. Grade 3 Twin Drive 1100. Activation Vanguard Limit Break. You counterblast 3, and this is the fun effect right here. You counterblast 3 until the end of the turn. This unit gets plus 2,000 and battles every unit in your opponent's front row in one attack. This is by far one of the most interesting effects I have seen. The thing about this card is that your opponent has to have enough to run over you, to not let any of your 3 creatures get hit. Because if they can't, it doesn't matter. Because then you'll hit all of them. And it has that whole, if there's no Narukami Vanguard or rear guard, it gets minus 2,000. Yeah, it's one of those generic effects at the bottom, but, it's worth it to have a limit break for that. Well, that was my Narukami deck. Yeah, I brought him back out. If you have any suggestions about, the choices I've made in any of these decks, or in this deck, or anything that I should change or make, add it into the comment section. Now, and subscribe, by the way. I'd like to have some friends on here who can talk about Vanguard stuff, video games, Persona. Oh, shoot. Should really finish Persona 3. I'm talking to myself again. But, see you guys later, and I hope you guys can watch my videos.